Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm here with Kendra Marshall. She's just released her debut record titled The Awakening, and I'm super excited to talk to her about it. Kendra, how are you doing today?
I'm thankful. I am truly thankful. Thank you for having me on this platform. This is my first ever album, so I'm very excited.
Very cool, very cool. What part of the world are you in right now?
I am in Los Angeles, but I am from Washington, D.C.
Nice. I'm also in Los Angeles.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, what whereabouts?
I am close to downtown, actually.
Oh, nice. Okay, not too far from me. Awesome. Pretty nice day we're having today, I have to say.
Yes, I was outside for a little while doing some errands, running around and everything before I came inside.
Nice. Well, we're talking right now, and the album has not officially dropped. But by the time this does come out, the album will have came out. So I've
Yeah.
listened, I loved it. And the first thing I want to hear about is the lyricism here. You describe it as healing music. So I'd love to know sort of how the two are connected between the music you make and what you're trying to put out there.
So the music I make is a reflection of my healing journey, and I have been called to be a healer, and just through my own personal life. So everything I write about, I've been through and I've overcome, or I'm dealing with it, and I'm learning to deal with it in a healthy way. So that's why I call it healing music.
Nice. And so throughout the listen, what sort of themes are you trying to cover? What sort of message are you trying to put across to the listener?
It's basically my spiritual awakening. So everything that has contributed to the growth process, I wrote about it in this album.
Nice. Is there a specific song that you're like the most proud of, for example, or you think like a specific song that you'd like maybe like the single on the record that you'd like someone to listen to for the first time to kind of get into it?
I'd like to say Here, the song Here is my favorite one because it is just me declaring, like, no matter what, no matter where I am, I know that I am not perfect, but I'm here. And
So the production on the record is pretty fantastic. It feels very intimate overall, like you're kind of speaking directly to someone. I want
yes,
to know, was there anyone that helped you on this, or did you kind of figure it all out yourself?
so I engineered myself. So I did the whole recording by myself, but I did have somebody I know back home named Cuddy or Cutro. He did the mixing and the mastering of it all. And then
Nice.
I bought beats from somebody named Matthew May. He's a pretty dope producer. So
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. The beats on this are fantastic, and you kind of
yes,
singing over it. The whole it's a whole package. It really comes together as a
um,
whole.
thank you. And I
Yeah.
just told Cuddy, like, this is how I wanted to sound, and he did what he does best, and it just worked out for me.
Nice. About how long has it taken you from start to finish to get this going?
So far, let's see, how long did it take to record? The recording process, I want to say, took about 5 to 6 months because
Oh
I didn't want
wow.
to rush it because it was my first project, and a lot of times us creatives are very critical of ourselves. So it could have,
Yes, that's
yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
So it could have been finished, but I just wanted to make sure it was the best representation of who I am now and what I would like other people to, take from it.
Of course, of course. And so obviously I don't want to look too far into the future here because I want this to be about this record. But at the same time, are you sort of plotting what you might be doing down the road as far as like a future sound goes, or even a follow-up single or album?
I'm definitely going to continue with the albums, maybe a couple singles in
Okay.
between, but I definitely want to continue with the albums, but not every year or every 2 years. It
Yeah.
has to go with how I feel, and so that's why I decided not to sign with anybody.
Hmm.
I'm doing it all independent, so I am fronting every bill, I am booking every show, and doing it all on my own. I actually have my own record label,
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm releasing this album off my own label. So
I love that. I mean, honestly, good for you for doing it because it's not an easy job.
No.
But one thing I want to say is that so many artists that I talk to, we talk about how it feels like the music industry is going towards the single releases. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, oh, I'll put out a song a month and then I'll eventually put out an album.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I have to like commend you because I miss the album experience. It seems like so many artists these days are just putting out individual singles that aren't linked to anything. But what
Mhm.
you've done here and actually put together a cohesive record that is meant to be listened to start to finish, like that's the way I like to consume my music. So
Yeah.
thank you for actually keeping up with that because yeah, it's an album experience. It's not just here's one song and then it goes wherever. So
Exactly, exactly. And it's a story. So, like you said,
exactly.
it's from start to finish. You have to go with it. And I also made it so that if people wanted to meditate to the album, they
Mhm.
can, because I have lots of different affirmations in each song.
Right,
So,
right.
I made it that way because that's the type of, like I said, it's healing music. So I wanted to
Totally.
make sure when they hear it, it's not just another song. It's you're getting something out of it. You're not just listening to music.
No, of course, of course. And so going off of like a future sound for you, do you think you're going to be looking to experiment, maybe kind of switch up the style, or do you think that you've sort of found like your lane of where you want to stay?
Well, this I believe is definitely my lane, but I am very experimental when it comes to music because I love all genres.
Yeah.
So I would love to do some rock, some reggae, some jazz. Like I would love to incorporate those things that I love into my music, but still have it at the basis be um very ambient and,
Oh yeah.
meditative and all of that. Yeah.
Totally. Like there's a real groove to it. And honestly, like, I mean, I know I keep complimenting you, but you deserve it because this album is really good.
Thank you.
Your voice carries it from start to finish.
Thank
And
you.
it doesn't even really matter what's going on in the background. Obviously, it sounds great to listen to, but putting your vocals and kind of like your cadence on things into a jazz background or like a different pop background, like you
Yeah.
could pull it off if you decide to make a left turn and go with something else. So
Exactly.
I
Thank you.
enjoy that. Yeah, yeah, of course. I also want to talk about like your musical inspirations a little bit. You know, as most artists, they grow up listening to whatever their parents play for them. So
Mhm.
what did you grow up on, and what do you enjoy listening to in your everyday life?
Well, I grew up on gospel music. My
Mhm.
mom is a pastor,
Oh,
and
nice.
I
Okay.
wasn't able to listen to, R&B and B and all of that. So I grew up on gospel music, and one of the people that I listened to from the gospel uh genre is Kim Burrell. She's amazing.
Okay.
But as far as outside of gospel music, my inspirations are Etta James, Janis Joplin,
Nice.
Amy Winehouse. I love Guns N' Roses. That's like my favorite band ever.
Awesome. That's so
And
unexpected for some reason, but I love it. I love it.
yeah, I have a very, like I said, I listen to a lot of different things. So one minute, depending on my mood, I'll listen to straight up jazz with no sound.
Mhm.
I mean, with no words, or then I'll listen to some rock and I'll be headbanging.
Gotta get into it. Gotta get into
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So I love it all. But Etta James
Nice.
and Lauryn Hill and Janice, Amy Winehouse, Donny Hathaway, Kim
Mhm.
Burrell, like those type of people I really, really enjoy listening to.
Nice. Was there a specific album in your life that you were like, this experience had such an impact on me that I feel that I need to create something for myself? Something that you listened to that sort of pushed you over the edge to start making music for you.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. That's a
Amazing
classic.
album. Yeah.
It is. It's a classic. It and then I was fortunate enough to see her perform in like 2017,
Mhm.
and she touched my hand and I freaked
No
out.
way.
But it was one of those moments where you're just like, wow, to see somebody that you really enjoy
Yeah.
and you really enjoy their music. And I think honestly the second album, the live unplugged album that she did was
Uh-huh.
even better. So But yeah, the Miseducation got me there, and then when I heard her Unplugged album that she did, I was I was sold then.
You're lucky though, because she's universally known for being like hours late to her concerts.
Oh, no, she was late then.
Oh no! I was
She
gonna
was
say
late
like,
then.
there's no way she
No,
showed up on time.
she was not on time, and then she kept stopping and everything. You know how they say Lauryn Hill stops, and she's like, she can't hear
Yeah,
the
yeah,
music.
yeah.
It happened, but the experience still was just
Yeah,
it was still great.
that's hilarious. Oh man, I haven't had the pleasure of seeing her, but I'm sure it will happen eventually, and I can't wait to get my own little unique experience just like that. That's
Yeah.
really funny. All right, so tell me this. Now that you've, taken this path and you're an artist and you're a musician,
Mhm.
is there a specific thing that you enjoy the most about being a creative as a whole?
Just being able to have the space to create
Mhm.
and not taking the creative process so seriously. That's why I'm glad that I have the record label that I've started my own, so that there's no deadlines, there's no I have to get this and this done by this time, and it just rushes the creative process. I like to be able to experience and to grow, and then talk about the growth, talk about the experience to get
Yeah.
to the growth. Yeah.
That's the best. Honestly, working on your own time and not being rushed. It's not like you're on like a major label and they're like, okay, it's been a year and a half. We're like, we need this, we need this, and we need that. Like you
Hmm.
work, especially as an artist as a whole, you need to be inspired by the music that you make. And you can't force inspiration, especially on the music side, because then it might
Yeah.
not be good. So that's always tough.
Hmm.
Is there something specific that you feel that your music says about you as a person?
That I am ever changing and ever growing. I don't compartmentalize myself
Okay,
in any way, and I am truthful and I'm honest about where I am,
I love that.
no
It's a
matter
great
what that may
answer.
look like. Yeah.
So being in LA, things are looking good right now. As far as touring goes, is this something that you'd like to get on the road with, or even play local shows to kind of perform?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on the tour for this album. I My first show is a live stream that I did created for myself.
Ah, nice.
And that's next week, actually Monday.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
album comes out the 10th, and then the first show is the 14th. And so I'm working on connecting with little
Yeah,
hubs
yeah.
to see if I can, get in and perform and have people come out. So
That would
I'm
be
working on
cool.
that. Yeah.
All right, so hypothetically speaking, then, let's say you book a venue and the venue manager is like, all right, Kendra, we're really excited, but you only have one song to play off of the new album.
Hmm.
What song are you playing?
Oh, I'm playing here.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's a song that even if you don't know the words, the
Okay.
beat will get you jumping and you'll move around, and a lot of people can relate to that specific song.
All right. I love it. That's about as easy of an answer as you could possibly give. No, seriously though, because you'll have people like, oh, well, it could be this one, it could be this one. And I always say you got to go with the song that kind of hypes the people up and gets them in the mood for whatever
Hmm.
the rest of the album is going to deliver on.
Exactly.
Would that also be like a favorite song of yours to perform, or you know, or you could pick from another one?
Um, I think that is one of my favorites to perform. I was just in rehearsal a couple days ago and we ran through the whole album. So
Oh,
that
wow.
one is
Okay.
a favorite of mine to perform. And then I want to say it's a song that I have. It's a love song in the album. It's called Naked. That's a really good one to perform for people who are in relationships and they're trying to get to know their partner on a more and on a deeper level outside of, what's your favorite color?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's way too boring of a question to ask on a first date, let
exactly.
me tell you.
Exactly.
I like that. How is your live performance going to look? Is it going to be just you on stage, or do you have backup, band, anything
No,
like that?
I have a guitar player and I
Oh
have
yeah,
a the guitar player plays piano and guitar. So for different songs, he'll switch up. And then I have a drummer. So
nice. Okay,
yeah, it's a pretty good show. I'm excited. I'm glad that I met those two particular individuals. And I met them on ads. One was on Facebook and the other one was Craigslist. So
really?
yeah.
Would you just search for like I'm looking for a drummer for my live show?
I think I put an ad up on this LA musician Facebook group,
Oh,
and then he
okay.
responded, and then the drummer and I have just been connected since before I actually moved out to LA. Because I was trying to connect with people before I moved out here, so that when I got
Okay.
out here, I had connections. And then I put out an ad on Craigslist, and I met the guitar player.
Damn, that's pretty amazing. Have you? I hope that you've seen them play and that they're good enough for you.
I did, I did. It
Okay,
was
okay,
great.
good. You
Yeah,
never
no,
know.
I did. Yeah, true. Because some people you can lie about so many things these days.
It's never been easier, unfortunately.
Yes,
Yeah.
but lucky for me, they are great at what they do, and they both get along, and it all just meshed together.
That's
So
good.
I'm thankful.
Awesome. I've got a few more questions for you at this point. One thing
Okay.
I want to know is that we, crazily enough, are about halfway through this year. So I want to know what are some non-musical goals that you've set for yourself as a person, aside from your music?
To continue, my first one is to continue to heal. I've discovered a lot about myself, a lot of trauma that I have that a lot of trauma that I have. And that is one of my main goals is to continue to deal with that trauma and not carry it on so that I'm not putting any blocks on my growth as a woman, as a partner, as a mom, as a business person.
Yeah.
So that's my first goal. My second goal is just to continue to expand the business. I just recently obtained my certification to be a doula. So
Hey, good for you.
thank you. So I'm working on just bringing all of the healing together. So the music, the doula, and the meditations and all of the stuff that I do. So just bringing it all together and making sure that it is cohesive.
Sounds like you got everything on track right now. It's good for you,
No, thank you.
seriously. I mean, hey, life is hard. Life is hard enough, and aside from making music, you still have to work on yourself as a person. So that sounds like you got things in check. Um, well, so obviously, we are a music blog all about independent artist discovery. So,
Mhm.
what I'd love to hear from you are if there's any other musicians or artists that you're digging right now that you want to shout out, or just generally what you like listening to in your free time.
As of late, I haven't listened to anybody because I didn't want to just did what is the word? I didn't want to get myself kind of not confused, but like just
Outside
staying
influence,
focused.
whatever. Yeah,
Yes,
I know what you're saying.
wanted to stay focused on my music at the moment, but I do listen to Janae Aiko because
Okay.
I think her and I, our music and what we are putting out, like the healing and everything, is kind of
Mhm.
similar. So I listen to her, and I listen to a lot of older music, not necessarily the
Sure.
music of today, but like so Etta James and Donny Hathaway and all of
Yeah,
those people that I listen to. So, but
that never
I
gets
don't really.
old anyway.
No, it doesn't. But as of late, like the artists that people may know, I don't really listen to them.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that. That's okay.
nothing wrong with you guys. I think you guys are great at what you
It's
do.
all
That's
good. It's all good. All right. So my last question for you here is something that I like to ask all the artists that I get to talk to. But basically, it's for the person that is going to discover you from this, and for the person that is going to listen to your music for the first time. What is a message that you would like to pass off to them as they, kind of listen to you?
So I like to say, I heal as I heal. So as I am healing, I put it forth into the world to help others heal and healing from the inside out. So that is what I bring to the table. I bring realness, I bring love, I bring healing, and I bring peace.
Nice. And honestly, I think all of that comes across in the record. So they're gonna get a huge dose of that. Um, Kendra, thank you so, so much for coming on today. I really enjoyed this and I'm excited to keep listening to the record. For everyone else out there, The Awakening is out. Listen to it, stream it, and follow along with Kendra. She's making some seriously interesting music, and I'm excited to see what comes out in the next couple years or so.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
thank you so, so much. I sincerely hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll be speaking soon.
Yes, you as well. Have
Cool.
a good
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye.